Hello again and welcome to another edition of Back to School, where we're going to be grading Monday Night Raw. Now, of course, back to school, we grade all the awesome matches with some A's, B's, maybe some C's, but the horrible matches we grade with D's and F's and maybe even further than that. But today, I'm going to start you off with a little game of what we call Never Will I Ever. Never will I ever wear red while I'm grading Raw ever again. Never will I ever watch Big Cass in a match in WWE because he got fired. Finally, thank you. Never will I ever doubt Ronda Rousey ever again, even though she got suspended. She's still a star. And never will I ever give Raw a better grade than C until they show me something good. Let's see how they did this week. I'm Psycho Steve. This is Beyond the Shoot. All right, folks, we're going to start off the show with none other than Kurt Angle and Constable Corbin in the ring. I'm already going to give this a grade. I'm cringing right now because it's just like last week. I'm going to give it a D because all they're talking about pretty much is how the multi-man match that he was talking about last week for Extreme Rules is not going to happen because there's some negotiations that fell through with Brock Lesnar. You know what? I haven't heard Brock Lesnar's name in months. I don't really care until he shows his face on Raw. Then comes Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley once again. And then who comes after that? The Revival. It's just a recording of last week. It's insane. It's like, might as well just jump back to last week. I gave it a D last week. I'm giving it a D this week. But the match was a little different. They made the Revival against Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns once again. I'm giving this match a B. Why? Because the Revival actually won the match. Surprise, surprise. Save the Revival. Hashtag save the Revival. I love these guys, the top guys. Didn't even matter what the match was about. I mean, they tried to one-up each other, Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley, but hey, who cares? The Revival came out with the win. I'm giving the match a B. Great job, guys. Save the Revival. Next, we go back to the ring. Of course, the leader of worlds, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, come into the ring. And once again, just like last week, we've got the B team on the Tron making fun of and imitating the leader of worlds. Curtis Axel, of course, he's doing Woken Matt Hardy. And of course, Bray Wyatt's brother, Bo Dallas, he's doing his brother, Bray Wyatt. It was all fun and games and everything. We were laughing our butts off. I give the segment an A. They're comedic gold right now. They are amazing. I laugh at them every time they come out. I'm entertained every time they come out. But of course, there was a match right after this, a singles match, not a tag team match, because it was announced that they're going to have their tag team title match at Extreme Rules. But tonight, it's going to be Woken Matt Hardy versus Curtis Axel, and it was kind of a squash match. Still giving it a C because I thought Curtis Axel was going to lose, and actually he wins in 2 minutes. They were on the top rope. Matt Hardy slips and he just falls on top of him. Curtis Axel gets the 1, 2, 3 and the awesome celebration of the B team. We were laughing at that as well. And surprise, Woken Matt Hardy says, "Congratulations, your victory was wonderful." And they were like clapping for him. It was funny, it was hilarious. I can't wait for the match at Extreme Rules. Great job, gentlemen. Now we're gonna go backstage to the Authors of Pain. Where have they been? It's been about 2 months since they got brought up to the main roster from NXT. We saw them in a couple of squash matches. We didn't see them for 2 months, and now we finally see them back on Raw. They were just walking backstage, and I think one of the employees from the building was asking them something, and they got pushed aside. Then, of course, Titus Worldwide says, "Hey, all these workers, they work really hard here, so we got to respect them just like respect everybody." AOP was like, "Sure, whatever. I don't care what you say. We're the Authors of Pain, and we're going to kick your ass." On to the match. AOP comes out, they're gonna face the Gibson brothers. Yeah, the who? The of course, it's a squash match. They're jobbers. The Gibson brothers, they looked like they were wearing some Mexican colors, green, red, a little bit of white here, so they looked really goofy. In the match itself, they looked even goofier. They were scared to death. The AOP beat them in 1 minute and 10 seconds, I think it was. I actually timed it with my stopwatch, so I'm gonna give this squash match a C. Nothing more than just what the Authors of Pain are. They're just monsters. They showed how dominating they're gonna be in the future. Of course, they keep beating them down, and Titus Worldwide comes out to run them off. AOP, I didn't see them running off, but they need to get that heel momentum going. So of course they're gonna get out of the ring, go to the back. Future matches with Titus Worldwide, I can't wait for that actually. AOP, they're gonna dominate. So we're gonna quickly go backstage with Kurt Angle and Constable Corbin once again, giving him a lot of TV time. Of course, Finn Balor comes out saying, hey, what happened to this mixed man match that we're gonna have at Extreme Rules? What happened with that? I was eager to get into that match, blah, 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 blah. Of course, Corbin says, you should be lucky that we were even thinking about you. After that, Braun Strowman comes out and says, you know what, I feel really bad for Kevin Owens, throwing him off a 20-foot ladder and yada, 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 beating him up here and injuring him there, such and such. So what does he do? He says, I want to be his friend for the night. So I'm going to have him as my tag team partner. Kurt Angle says, against who? He said, why not these two fools? So it's going to be Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens tonight versus Finn Balor and Constable Corbin. What? They're just jumbling the players in the match that they had last week. But I thought it was really cool, so I'm going to give this segment, I'm actually going to grade this segment. I'm going to give it a B because it tells us what's going to happen later on tonight and a new dynamic between KO and Braun Strowman. Now we go back to the ring and we introduce Alexa Bliss with Mickie James. Is this like the night of comebacks? And again, Mickie James, we haven't seen her in like a month. But anyway, they come out and they have a really, really, really long segment. Longer than some of the matches on the show. It was really insane. I didn't think they needed this much time to talk about Ronda, to talk about Nia, to talk about Ronda, talk about Alexa. It was insane. I mean, there was a lot of stoppages in this interview or this segment in the ring. I'm grading this a D. I really did think that there was too much time for these ladies. But of course, Natalya comes out and says, hey, you're talking about my training partner, Ronda Rousey. She's got 23 days left and she's gonna come at you. But tonight, you have a match with me, and I didn't come alone. Nia Jax's music hits, and she comes out. It was a pretty good match, I gotta say. Like I said, the first part was a D. The match, I gave it a B because Natalya actually got a really, really good win. Having Alexa Bliss tap out, the women's champion tap out, that's gotta be awesome for your momentum. So the match, I give it a B. The long interview, I give a D. Average it out, the whole thing is actually a C. So we'll give it to the ladies. They did good. The match was great. On to the next. All right, brace yourself, folks, because I said last week I wasn't going to put too much emphasis on this rivalry until something really happened. Yes, again, Sasha, Bayley. I don't care what goes on with these ladies, but Kurt Angle actually put them into a 6-women tag team match tonight with Ember Moon. So that interests me a little bit because I love Ember Moon and the Riott Squad. Like I said, I'm liking them a lot more. So it's Sasha, Bayley, and Ember Moon versus the Riott Squad. I give this match a C. I really, really liked all the dynamic between all these ladies, but I'm gonna bump that grade up a little bit. Why? Because how the match ended. Yes, the Riott Squad did get the win, but afterwards, Bayley just attacked Sasha Banks. Killed her almost, throwing her around the ring. I mean, it looked like she was becoming a heel. That heel turn that we've been waiting for. But the fans were cheering. They were cheering. They wanted this for so long. So I'm bumping that C up to a B for the entire, we'll give it for the entire match. Because that ending, it tells a lot. And I'm actually interested in this rivalry again. Thank you, ladies. So we're going to go backstage with Kevin Owens. I'm gonna actually grade this segment also because I thought it was very, very funny. Of course, he's telling Kurt Angle, I don't want to tag with Braun Strowman. He's thrown me off a 20, a 30, a 40-foot ladder and he's injured me. And then he gives me these dirty looks and does this thing with his tongue and I just could not stop laughing. I didn't even hear what happened afterwards because I was laughing so freaking hard. Kevin Owens is comedic gold. I give this an A. Now last week I started this segment with a Conga Line dance. I'm not doing it this week because I'm really pissed off. There actually wasn't a match between Mojo Rawley and No Way Jose because Mojo thought, you know what, you gotta earn your keep here in WWE. You want a rematch, you gotta earn it. Of course, Mojo Rawley beat No Way Jose last week and that's why he wanted a rematch. But the more important thing is, I think we found a new superstar in the WWE. His name is Todd, and he's part of the Conga Line. Mojo Rawley was actually intimidating him a little bit, and the crowd was saying, we want Todd, we want Todd, we want Todd. It was pretty cool. The guy was actually really scared. But Mojo Rawley said, I'm not giving you your rematch. I'm giving this whole segment a D. Todd actually saved it. I was going to give it an F, but the fact that he got the crowd chanting his name, I give it a D. So Kurt Angle was actually looking for Bayley after the match that they had earlier. Finally found her and said, Bayley, what the hell are you doing? What is wrong with you? You put Sasha in the trainer's room. You've gone crazy. I think you need to go to counseling. To counseling? The last time I've seen a counseling bit, I think it was Kane and Daniel Bryan in anger management. You know, that was funny. But this doesn't seem right. We're going to have to see what happens. I'm not grading this segment because Bayley still needs to show me a little bit more. I was glad what she did earlier, but we'll have to see. We go back to the ring to have our huge tag team match made earlier by Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens going up against Finn Balor and Constable Corbin. I just want to make light that the fact Constable Corbin pinned Finn Balor last week and now they're teaming up, so that's kind of tells a little bit of the story. It was kind of a crazy match. I didn't know who to cheer for because I had two of my favorite superstars on either team, and then we have Kevin Owens, who's the funniest guy in wrestling right now. But the match was really good. I give it a B. They had some slow starts. They had some really good movesets towards the end, and it got really crazy when Braun Strowman was running around the ring and knocking everybody out back and forth, and then he tells Kevin Owens, you do the same thing. Go around the ring, run everybody over. So he does, he runs Finn over, but gets clotheslined by Constable Corbin. In the end, there was a countout win. Not happy about countouts or DQs, but it was funny because the tag team partners, Corbin and Finn Balor, were the ones fighting, and they got counted out. So Kevin Owens, of course, we won, yes, we won, we make a great team. He sticks his hand out to Braun Strowman, and Braun Strowman just stares him in the eyes and says, no. Of course, Kevin Owens, scared as hell, runs to the back trying to escape, and Braun Strowman, of course, is heading after him as well. So I give the match a B. That's all I can give it because it was a count-out victory. So we'll have to see what happens with these dynamics. It might lead to two separate singles matches for Extreme Rules. We'll have to see. Now I got to continue backstage with Kevin Owens and Braun Strowman. Kevin Owens is just running around trying to escape Braun Strowman. And he actually tells somebody, don't tell him I'm coming. And Braun Strowman comes after and says, where's Kevin Owens? The guy says, who? I don't even know who you're talking about. The guy with the bowling ball that's stuck in his shirt. Of course, he's talking about his big belly. That was kind of funny. But they end up going outside. Kevin Owens is trying to get his car for valet. And who has his keys? Not the valet guy. Braun Strowman does. He says, here are your damn keys, but I hope you have insurance because there's your car. He turns around, his car's flipped over. It was insane. I don't know if Braun flipped it over or had it flipped over, whatever. He probably did it himself. But Kevin Owens, he was pissed, he was scared. This is gonna be a great, this is gonna be a great showdown between those two. I cannot wait till Extreme Rules when they're probably gonna have a one-on-one match. Finally, the main event. We actually get to watch a true wrestling match, an awesome wrestling match. Of course, the Intercontinental Champion Dolph Ziggler, he just won it last week, facing Seth Rollins in a rematch for that same title. This match started off really slow with mat wrestling, but like I always say, I love mat wrestling to start a match. I really do. I'm not even gonna call it a slow start. I'm gonna call it a smart start. These guys were back and forth, just feeling each other out. And then it started getting hot and heavy. Of course, Drew McIntyre in the corner of Dolph Ziggler, helping him out a little bit, you know, getting in between him when they were outside. Awesome moves on the outside, awesome moves on the inside. I think this match was better than last week's. I'm giving it a straight A. Straight A. I loved it. The ending, of course, like I always say, I don't like DQs and I don't like countouts, but this match just overshadowed all that. It was a great wrestling match. It was a heavily fought, awesome spots. Seth Rollins, face of WWE, like I always say, Dolph Ziggler, the best. I guess he sells the best, and he's one of the best workers in the entire industry. Not just WWE, in the industry that I've seen. Of course, Drew McIntyre helps out, gets Dolph Ziggler DQ'd, and Seth Rollins getting his butt beat. In the ring, of course, who comes out? Dean Ambrose? Nope. I wish. It was Roman Reigns coming to help his Shield brethren out. And that's the way we're going to end the show. Even though the match was an A, Roman Reigns gets more TV time. I thought we were done with him at the beginning of the show, but we weren't. But that's the way to end the show, with an A match, and then you have Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins standing in the ring, and Raw is done. It was a really good match. Great way to end the show. Good job, guys. Now, I said at the beginning of the show, never will I ever give Raw better than a C unless they show me something good. Well, they actually showed me some good spots, good matches, some funny moments, but I'm still going to give it a solid C+. There just wasn't enough momentum in a lot of these segments and a lot of the matches. There were surprises, there were some comebacks, AOP's back. Just too much Roman Reigns, too much Kurt Angle. They've got to limit those two guys, and I would have given this show a B. But C+ it is. But of course, that's my grade. Those are my opinions, of course. I want your opinions, and I want your grades. Click this I right above me. Let me know what you thought of the show. And of course, after you do that, like, unlike if you want to. Comment and subscribe. Keep watching us. Keep subscribing. Grow with us. We're growing this BTS family because we're getting so much better on these videos and we're getting so much better every week. Now, use your Twitter feed as well. Add me, Psycho_Steve, BTS. All right, folks, that's the end of Raw. Some of you might say, thank goodness. But you know what? I'm actually looking forward to next week. But tomorrow, we got SmackDown and 205 Live. We'll see you there.